attire is not spooky today. But my 4-0 Eagles are playing today, so I gotta cheer them on. And I can't watch the games because I'm doing all this stuff today. So this is my way of supporting them. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Animation Station. And welcome to my review of Treehouse of Horror 9. This one is straight up great. Just saying that right now. This one is straight up great. It has great gags. It's actually pretty gruesome at times. And it can be pretty bloody. So let's go ahead and get started, shall we? It starts with a parody of the opening of The Normal Simpsons, where everyone just ends up running each other over. It's hilarious. And then it ends with Freddy and Jason sitting on the Simpson couch. They should be here by now. I wish they didn't give Jason a voice, because Jason's usually the silent type, so that just seems a bit weird. And now for the 3 segments. Hell to Pay is kind of a mix between Child's Play and, your usual possession movie. This is a movie where... Not a movie. This is a segment where Snake gets executed by electric chair, which in itself is pretty gruesome. But then it goes even further to where Homer gets a hair transplant and it turns out to be from Snake. It possesses him and he starts killing people. Starting with Apu shoving him into his own slushy machine. And then kills Mo in one of the more gruesome ways in this show by ripping out his heart with a corkscrew. And then he tries to go after Bart, but that's when Homer learns to fight back against the possessed hair. And then it pretty much turns into the end of Child's Play, where the hair has to be shot 1,000,000 times just to die. Like, it's crazy. It's a pretty wild short, but it's pretty good. It is a pretty good first segment. Now for the second segment. The second segment is the best one of the episode. Let me get to it. Give me just a second. Terror of Tiny Toon. This is one of the most wild, batshit insane segments in Treehouse of Horror I have seen so far, and it's one of my absolute favorites. Lisa and Bart get sucked into an Itchy and Scratchy cartoon, and they laugh as Itchy decapitates the cat, or is it the other way around? I'm sorry, I don't watch this show that often, so I'm sorry if I'm getting it backwards. And turns it into a jack-o'-lantern. And they laugh, but they suddenly decide to team up because they don't like being laughed at, and they go after the Simpsons kids. And it's pretty gruesome. They throw pretty much everything but the kitchen sink at them, and I'm sure they probably would throw the kitchen sink if they could. Like, you see chainsaws, blades of all kinds, chattering teeth, all kinds of crazy stuff. Sorry, I forgot I'm not allowed to curse on this channel. And Bart ends up getting mutilated, turned into pretty much a skeleton with the exception of a head. And then at the end of the day, Homer is able to save them. But then Itchy and Scratchy come in to continue the chaos, but it turns out they are normal pet size. So in other words, they can't do much of anything and they get put into different situations. The mouse gets put in a hamster wheel, and then the cat has to be neutered. And the close circle shows him holding his private, pulling his hands over his private, like, no! It's a wild segment, but it is so much fun. Like, it is such a fun segment. And it's also, again, when it started getting really bloody and violent. And then for the final segment, Starship Poopers. This segment is more on the okay side. It's about Maggie somehow turning out to be the daughter of Kang, who turns out to have abducted and impregnated Marge with an impregnation gun, so, there's that. And then there's a big spat about it. They even bring in Jerry Springer, and then Kang gets peeved off at a woman telling him off about being a neglectful dad, and so he vaporizes everyone. And then Homer finds a way to actually trick Kang and Kodos to leave, and they keep Maggie anyway. And then Maggie finishes by doing another James Earl Jones voice acting segment. It's whatever. I really think Terror of Tiny Toon was when this really started ramping up. But my overall final verdict on this one, it's great. It's even better than the last one, and it is probably going to be one of my all-time favorites of Treehouse of Horror. This is a high 8 out of 10 for me. It's almost a 9, and it would be a 9, but this final segment is just whatever, I guess. But that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for Treehouse of Horror 10 and a review of another game from my Xbox collection. So until then, thanks for watching. I'm Jack Small of Animation Station. I'll see you guys next time. Go Eagles!